Kai, and I'm here with ClassroomNomads.com. Today, our classroom is a palace in Seoul, Korea. The Korean peninsula has supported the life of a rich culture since Neolithic times. The very first signs of primitive life are dated back to about 500,000 years ago, but pieces of pottery signaling a relatively civilized people appear later, around 8000 BC. The first political state, though, isn't founded until the 7th century BC, known as the Joseon. The Goryeo, Baekje, and Silla kingdoms emerged in the 1st century AD after the fall of the Joseon. These belligerent states were known as the Three Kingdoms. They fought constantly, each attempting to overthrow and gain control of the others, until the Silla kingdom succeeded in conquering the others and uniting Korea under one power for the first time in the late Iron Age. In the region of the late Goryeo Empire, it was taken by Daejeong and his people, who created another empire that ruled part of Korea at the same time as the late Three Kingdoms that took over and rose from the remains of Silla. In 1936 AD, another empire rose to power, the Goryeo people, and took over all of Korea, unifying it once again. Under the Goryeo, Korea was introduced to Buddhism and developed into a prospering civilization. In 1392, after many years of peace, General Yi Song-ji led a rebellion that overthrew the empire and started his own, called the Joseon Empire, with himself as king. He standardized many things in creating Hangul, an alphabet that Koreans still use today. The country enjoyed peace and prosperity under Yi Song-ji for nearly 2 centuries, until 1637 AD. After this date, Joseon became more and more decadent, refusing to accept modern changes despite the changing world. Soon it was overthrown and forced into agreeing to unbalanced treaties that gave outside powers the majority of control. Korea was not to be defeated, though, and took back its peninsula from the foreign powers, going through a short period of modernization, casting off the old hermit civilization technique and trying to learn from those around them, so that they would be ready to defend themselves come the next invasion. The next invasion came very soon via the Japanese, and Korea was unfortunately overthrown, but gained their freedom once again after World War II, at which point it divides into North and South Korea that we know today. Throughout the years of war and peace, Korea has developed a culture like no other. Shamanism was a common practice in ancient Korea, which focused on ancestors and gods as divine powers. The Mudang was a sort of spiritual leader that communicated to the Koreans' wishes and thanks to the ancestors and to the gods. Most Koreans believe that in a supreme divine ruler, Hwanyin, who is the embodiment of all living things, including plants. Some Korean myths say that the Mudang were descendants of the heavenly king, Hwannin. Even today, you can still see aspects of shamanism in modern Korean religions. Ancient Koreans were also very accomplished in the arts, developing a unique style during their time as a hermit nation, where they refused to modernize and cut themselves off from foreign powers. When they did modernize, they combined Greek, Roman, Chinese, and their own art to form a beautiful mismatched style seen only in Korea. Korea's history has been laced with both violence and prosperity, but the country always seems to flourish despite its hard path, creating a culture like no other on this small peninsula. That's all for Classroom Nomads. I'll see you next time.